Today we're going to be learning about a part of thermochemistry called heat transfer. First, let's go over some basics of heat transfer. Thermal engineering is all about the generation, use, conversion, and exchange of heat between physical systems, like in a power plant. The transfer of heat, which is also known as thermal energy, can occur by phase changes. Remember, the phases are between solid, liquid, and gas. And the definition of cold is the absence of heat. So we may not think of cold, we would think of it as low temperature, but really it's, by definition, it is the absence of heat. And also another basic of heat transfer is that usually the heat transfers from high temperature to low temperature, which kind of makes sense. There are three types of heat transfer: conduction, convection, and radiation. Let's look at conduction first. The definition of conduction is the transfer of heat from one molecule to another through a substance. Not all substances are good conductors. Remember that a good conductor is something that can conduct heat, like metal or stone. Poor conductors, which are also known as insulators, include paper, wood, air, and cloth. An example of conduction, as seen in the picture below, is a girl heating a pan on a stove. The stove generates the heat energy, which is then conducted into whatever's in the pan by the metal of the pan. So the metal pan is actually the conductor. The second type of heat transfer is called convection. This is when there's a transfer of heat by circulation or movement of heated parts of a fluid. Remember that a fluid can be a gas or a liquid. In the picture below of the hot air balloon, we see that hot air rises. So we have the engine there. You can see the flames coming up, heating the air, and that trapped heated air in the balloon is what makes the hot air balloon rise, because we know that hot air rises. Also, in this picture, you can see this is a radiator. You can see that the warm air travels up, and then as it cools, it goes back down. The cooler air gets heated by the generator, and then goes back up again. So we have this circulation of hot and cool air throughout a room. The third type of heat transfer is called radiation. This is the transfer of heat energy by means of electromagnetic waves, like from the sun. So we know that the sun's energy can heat us up. Also, electromagnetic waves are produced by microwaves. So if you remember last week, we made microwave popcorn. The popcorn is heated by the electromagnetic waves given off by the microwave. As the moisture inside of the kernel heats up, it causes the popcorn to pop open. So that is radiation.